JavaScript is like magic for websites. It's the secret ingredient that transforms a simple web page into a dynamic, interactive experience. Imagine a world where websites are just static pages with no animations, no real-time updates, and no user interaction. That was the reality before JavaScript came into the picture. It makes them interactive and fun. With JavaScript, websites can respond to user actions, making the browsing experience more engaging and enjoyable. Whether it's a simple click of a button or a complex animation, JavaScript is the driving force behind it. Imagine clicking a button and seeing things change instantly. That's JavaScript in action. It allows developers to create real-time updates and dynamic content that keeps users hooked and coming back for more. Before JavaScript, websites were static. They were like digital brochures offering information but lacking interactivity. Users could only read and view what was presented to them with no way to interact or engage with the content. They just showed text and pictures. There were no animations, no real-time updates, and no way for users to interact with the content. It was a one-way street with information flowing from the website to the user, but not the other way around. JavaScript brought websites to life. It introduced a new level of interactivity and engagement, allowing users to interact with the content in real time. This was a game changer for the web, transforming it from a static medium to a dynamic, interactive platform. It let them respond to your actions. With JavaScript, websites could now respond to user input, creating a more interactive and engaging experience. This opened up a whole new world of possibilities for web developers and designers. Today, JavaScript is everywhere on the web. It's used by millions of websites to create interactive and dynamic content. From social media platforms to e-commerce sites, JavaScript is the backbone of modern web development. It's used by millions of websites. Its versatility and power make it an essential tool for web developers, enabling them to create rich, interactive experiences that keep users engaged and coming back for more. Learning JavaScript opens up a world of possibilities. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced developer, mastering JavaScript can take your web development skills to the next level. It's a valuable skill that can open doors to new opportunities and career paths. You can create amazing things with it. From interactive websites to complex web applications, JavaScript gives you the power to bring your ideas to life. The only limit is your imagination. JavaScript is a powerful tool for web developers. It's the key to creating dynamic, interactive, and engaging web experiences. With JavaScript, you can build websites that are not only functional, but also fun and engaging for users. It's used to create interactive and engaging experiences for users. Whether it's a simple animation or a complex web application, JavaScript is the tool that makes it all possible. So embrace the power of JavaScript and start creating amazing web experiences today. JavaScript is a high-level language. This means it's easy to read and write. You don't need to understand complex computer instructions. It's also an interpreted language. This means you can run your code immediately. You don't need to compile it first. Some other languages like Java are different. They need to be compiled before they can run. This makes them a bit more complex. JavaScript is designed to be beginner-friendly. It's a great language to start your programming journey with. Like any language, JavaScript has building blocks. These building blocks are the fundamental concepts that you need to grasp in order to write effective and efficient code. They are the basic elements that form the foundation of the language, and understanding them is crucial for anyone who wants to become proficient in JavaScript. These are the basic parts you need to understand. Without a solid grasp of these elements, it can be challenging to write code that is both functional and maintainable. Let's dive into these building blocks and explore what makes them so essential. First, we have data types. These are different kinds of information. Data types are the various forms of data that you can work with in JavaScript. They define the kind of value a variable can hold and how it can be used in your code. For example, we have numbers, text, and true, false values. Numbers can be integers or floating point values. Text is represented by strings, and true, false values are known as booleans. Each of these data types serves a specific purpose and is used in different scenarios. Then, we have variables. These are like containers for storing information. Variables allow you to store data that can be used and manipulated throughout your code. They are essential for creating dynamic and interactive applications. You can give them names and put data inside them. By naming your variables, you can easily reference and use the stored data in different parts of your code. This makes your code more readable and easier to manage. We also have arrays. These are like lists of items. Arrays allow you to store multiple values in a single variable, making it easier to manage and manipulate collections of data. You can store multiple values in a single array. This is particularly useful when you need to work with lists of related data, such as a list of names or a collection of numbers. Finally, we have objects. These are more complex structures. Objects allow you to store multiple pieces of data in a single entity, and they can represent real-world entities with properties and methods. They can store different types of data and actions. Objects are incredibly versatile and are used to model complex data structures and behaviors in your applications. Understanding these building blocks is crucial for writing JavaScript code. By mastering these fundamental concepts, you will be well equipped to tackle more advanced topics and create robust, efficient applications. They form the foundation of the language. With a solid understanding of these building blocks, you can build a strong foundation for your JavaScript programming journey. Variables are crucial in programming. They let you store and manage data. Think of them like containers with labels. You create a variable using the or keyword. You give it a name and assign it a value. In this example, we created a variable named. We stored the text "Hello World" in it. You can change the value of a variable later in your code. This makes variables dynamic and powerful. Variables make your code reusable and easier to understand. They are essential for storing and manipulating data. Section 5. Controlling the flow, conditionals and loops. Conditionals and loops give your code logic and control. They allow your program to make decisions and repeat actions. If statements are a type of conditional, they execute code only if a certain condition is true. For example, in JavaScript, if temperature 30, console log, it's a hot day. Loops repeat a block of code multiple times. For loops are commonly used for iterating over arrays. Here's an example. For let I equal sign 0, I, 5, I++, console, log I. This loop will print numbers from 0 to 4. Conditionals and loops are fundamental for creating dynamic and interactive programs. They add logic and control to your code. Section 6. Functions, reusable blocks of code. Functions are like recipes in programming. They are blocks of code that perform specific tasks. You define a function with a name, parameters, and a body. Function greet name, console, log, hello plus name plus. This function, named, takes a parameter and logs a greeting. You can call a function multiple times with different arguments. This makes your code reusable and organized. Functions are essential for breaking down complex tasks into smaller, manageable units. They improve code organization and reusability. Section 7. DOM manipulation, interacting with web pages. In this section, we will explore how JavaScript can be used to interact with the Document Object Model, or DOM, to create dynamic and engaging web pages. Understanding how to manipulate the DOM is essential for any web developer looking to build interactive and responsive websites. The DOM, or Document Object Model, is a tree-like representation of a web page. It allows developers to access and manipulate the structure, style, and content of a website programmatically. Each element on a web page is represented as a node in this tree, making it possible to traverse and modify the document in a structured way. JavaScript can interact with the DOM to change the content, style, and behavior of elements on the page. By using JavaScript, you can dynamically update the user interface, respond to user events, and create a more interactive experience. This is done through various methods and properties provided by the DOM API. You can use JavaScript to select elements by their ID, class, or tag name. For example, the method document.getElementById allows you to select an element with a specific ID. Similarly, document.getElementsByClassName and document.getElementsByTagName can be used to select elements by their class or tag name, respectively. Once you have a reference to an element, you can modify its attributes, content, and styles. For instance, using document.getElementById, my heading, inner HTML =, new heading. You can change the text content of an element with the ID my heading to new heading. This is just one of the many ways you can interact with and manipulate the DOM. This code selects an element with the ID my heading and changes its content to new heading. By understanding and utilizing these methods, you can create more dynamic and engaging web pages that respond to user interactions and provide a better user experience. DOM manipulation is key to creating dynamic and interactive web experiences. It allows developers to build web applications that can update content in real time, respond to user inputs, and provide a seamless and engaging experience. Whether you're building a simple website or a complex web application, mastering DOM manipulation is crucial. It allows you to update and modify web pages in real time. This means that changes can be made to the content, style, and structure of a web page without requiring a page reload, providing a smoother and more responsive user experience. By leveraging the power of JavaScript and the DOM, you can create web pages that are not only functional, but also highly interactive and user-friendly. Section 8. Modern tools for JavaScript development. Modern developers have access to powerful tools that make writing and debugging JavaScript easier. Visual Studio Code is a popular code editor with excellent JavaScript support. It offers features like syntax highlighting, code completion, and debugging tools. Live Server is a handy extension for VS Code that automatically refreshes your web page as you save your code. This speeds up development and makes it easier to see your changes in real time. These tools streamline the development process and make JavaScript coding more efficient and enjoyable. Section 9. Frameworks. Powering web applications. JavaScript frameworks provide pre-written code and structures to build complex web applications. They simplify common tasks and promote best practices. React, Angular, and Node.js are popular JavaScript frameworks used for building a wide range of applications. React is used for building user interfaces with a component-based approach. Angular is a comprehensive framework for building single-page applications. Node.js allows you to run JavaScript on the server side, opening up possibilities for back-end development. JavaScript frameworks empower developers to build sophisticated web applications with efficiency and scalability.